Welcome. We are back with some State of Origin action, getting ready for Game 2. But before we jump into the action, we have made a little bit of a shuffle. Although we did win Game 1, Jake Friend is unavailable for us in Game 2. So like we did in last seasons, we're going to move Ben Hunt into the hooking position, and we're going to bring in Moses Mbai onto the bench. Also, Dylan Napa will be starting in the front row, and Josh Maguire will be coming off the bench. Alright, so Game 2. Can we close the series out here in Sydney? These games typically get tougher the more we progress through this Origin campaign. As we take a look at their side for Game 2, looking for our Eels players, and as you saw just then, all three have been picked for the starting side: Mitchell Moses, Blake Ferguson and Daniel Alvaro. First action of the match. We are on the third tackle here, getting the ball out to Gagai. Gagai gets pulled down inside our 30 as we send it to Munster or Cherry Evans on the fourth, looking to clear the ball, as you can see, and we kick it out on the full. We just couldn't get out of our own half. I thought for sure that the kick was on. We had the wind blowing in the opposite direction, but man, we were actually off the mark by a lot. As the Eels chip away at our line here on the third, Daniel Alvaro with the hit up, and he powers his way almost over the line. It actually looked like he made it, but Damien Cook here from dummy half with the cheeky little dummy half scoot. And as you can see here on the replay, they're going to get the green lights for the first try of the match on the back of a misjudged kick by Daly Cherry Evans, as Damien Cook takes the kicking duties and gets the Blues out to a 6-point lead. Alright, so as we approach the 25-minute mark, it's going to be the Blues here in possession just before the halfway line, as they shift it down the line and end up getting intercepted, and it's going to be Papali'i getting wrapped up. Back on the third here, and a nice fend by Papali'i and a bump on their fullback Trbojevic. What an effort. As Munster sets up to the left, puts a beautiful grubber through, and it's going to be Michael Morgan pouncing on it for our first try of the match, all on the back of a pretty powerful effort by Josh Papali'i, who also was the one to get that interception. As we line up with DCE to level it up, we add the extras and we're locked at 6 points apiece. Back in the following set, Michael Morgan gets wrapped up 12 meters out. On the first here, as Corey Oates goes for a nice little run down the sideline, he gets pulled down on our 30. On the second here, as we send it to Ofahengawe, and Joe's going to get pulled down on the 40. As we quickly shift it once again, Kalen Ponga to Cherry Evans. We're just trying to slip through the line, but we're unable to get through as we send it to Munster on the fourth, once again trying to kick for the sideline, and it's another rubbish kick. Man, the wind was blowing again in the opposite direction. I thought the wind would at least keep it in the field of play, but as Jimmy the Jet leaves a defender for dead as he races away to score a soft try. I think that might have been Dane Gagai defending in the centres on the back of the scrum, but man, Jimmy the Jet with the footwork and the speed to break away as they extend their lead to 6 points heading into the halftime break. That was kind of a bad half for us. Some terrible long kicking leading to some tries for New South Wales. Second half of the match will start with Kalen Ponga as he looks to return it and gets absolutely flattened, causing the knock on. A beauty of a hit, unfortunately doesn't lead to points, but we get smashed once again. Oh my god, Cameron Munster this time copying it. Back on the fourth, and yes, you guessed it, we are going to try to kick it once again, but this time we don't even get the kick off. It's pretty much been just a bunch of errors and a bunch of big hits to start the second half. There was definitely a lot of opportunities for New South Wales to score points, but they just couldn't put it together themselves. Their attack so far in the second half just hasn't been pleasing to watch, which is why I cut a chunk of it out. As we finally get that that elusive 40-20 that we've been trying all game. A pretty clutch kick from Cherry Evans as we begin to chip away at the New South Wales defensive line here. Approaching the final 10 minutes. And we're trying to score here as Kalen Ponga gets wrapped up, no one falling for the footwork. A decent setup to the left, Hunt to Munster, and Munster goes short and flat to Michael Morgan, who almost lost the ball forward there. You will see in the replay a little bobble from Michael Morgan, but we do get that much needed 4 points as Cherry Evans takes the shot, and I don't know how that didn't go in, but we miss and we are going to trail by 2 points. Alright, so inside the final 10 minutes of the match, we've got Josh Maguire with the fend and the bump on their fullback. But he ultimately gets taken back a little, back before the 40. As Cameron Munster, the go-to side here, the go-to combination, Munster to Morgan, and Morgan unable to link up with the supporter. There was a hand that got in there while they were making the tackle, knocked it backwards, and Bakuya was unable to get the ball. But we're back here with the scrum, and once again James Roberts just easily getting past the defender, shrugs off another, and he finally gets wrapped up inside the 20. On the first here as they go to McLean, and Jordan McLean, he's wrapped up 5 meters out, and it is not looking good here as they send it to Josh Jackson, and Jackson crosses the line for their 3rd try of the match. And pretty much the nail in the coffin of what was a terrible performance here in game 2. They make the conversion, and that's going to be the game. We fall to the Blues in game 2, 18 points to 10. It was a disastrous performance really, looking back at it. My so-called tactical kicking options just weren't paying off, and ultimately we paid for it in the end with the loss. If you made it this far into the video, hit up that comment section with the hashtag OddSquad. As always, slap that like button for more Rugby League Live 4 content, or more content in general. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you
Oh, now we ain't getting no
later.
Sleep. You've been off from Koi. Oh, now you ain't getting no peas. Rose got stack on heat. When I make this bread, I sleep so happily. So please don't anger weak. I'm a young boy, got something up his sleeve, and it may cause casualties. PG dip man's tea. Come a long way from Nintendo, but I still put DS on my jeans. Now everyone's on this team. Even the gal them know about